Polis Selangor mencatatkan peningkatan kes jenayah cyber dan multimedia sejak pelaksanaan Perintah Kawalan dan Pergerakan. Sehingga 15 April, kes-kes penipuan telekomunikasi, e-dagang dan salah guna media sosial meningkat sebanyak 283 kes daripada 184 kes dalam tempoh sama tahun lalu.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nur Izzati binti Suhaimi. My matric number is 057437 and I'm from Diploma in Information Technology. Today, I would like to present to you guys about computer crime and internet.
What is the meaning of cybercrime?
Cybercrime, also called computer crime, the criminal activity that either target or use a computer network or a network device. Most, but not all, cybercrime is committed by criminal or hacker who want to make money. Cybercrime is carried out by individual or organizations. Some cybercriminals are organized, use advanced techniques and are highly technical skilled. Other are novice hacker. Rarely cybercrime aim to damage computer for reason other profit. They could be political or personal.
Example of cybercrime.
Copyright infringement is the use or productions of copyright protected material without the permissions of the copyright holder. Copyright infringement means that the right afforded to the copyright holder, such as the exclusive use of a work for a set period of time, are being purchased by a third party. Music and movie are two of the most well-known forms of entertainment that suffer from significant amount of copyright infringements. Infringements case may lead to contingent liability, which are amounts set aside in case of a possible lawsuit. Individual and company who develop new work and register for copyright protection do so in order to ensure that they can profit from their effort. The limit for copyright protection can be for life and an additional 50 years in the right holder dies. Copyright can be obtained automatically and there is no obligation to register it. For copyright holder, this copyright registration is very important, especially if there are legal problems in future. Your work is an asset. If you have an original idea or piece of creative work, no matter what others may say, it's still a potential asset and should be treated as such. Protect you, right? If someone infringes your copyright, you will have legal ground to pursue that guilty party to either pay you for a license or compensate you for a financial loss you may have incurred. Limited protection. Copyright offer limited protection. For example, copyright protect a particular expression of an idea, as in image, word or sound, but it does not protect the idea or concept itself. Limited disseminations. Copyright protects prohibit individual other than the owner from reproducing, displaying, or performing the protected work. Thus, copyright protection may prevent your work from being disseminated as broadly or as quickly as you might like.
Cyberterrorism.
Terrorism can be defined as the intentional use of computer, network and public internet to cause destruction and harm for personal objectives. Experienced cyber terrorists who are very skilled in terms of hacking can cause massive damage to government system and make leave a country in fear of future attacks. The objective of such terrorists must be political or ideological, since this can be considered a form of terror. To identify attacker, it remains difficult to determine the identity of the initiator of most cyber attacks. Lack of boundaries. Attack can originate from anywhere in the world and multiple locations simultaneously. Speed of development. The time between the discovery of a new vulnerability and the emergence of the new tools or technique that exploit the vulnerability is getting shorter.
Hacking is the leading cause of data breaches. Hacking groups are typically loose affiliate and rapidly expanding. Hacked data is irrelevant, based and unreliable for editor and accountant, which can potentially cost thousands to the company.
If you have an account on Hotmail, Yahoo or Exit, it's vulnerable to hacker. This service allows an unlimited number of log-on attempts. Secondly, the user is not notified when a number of failed login attempts have occurred. If a password attack has been attempted against a user, password cracker attempt to obtain an account password by accidentally guessing word and numbers.
Cyber squatting.
Cybersquatter aims to profit from the confusion of consumer using Google and other search engines by registering or buying domain name with the same name as a registered trademark. They then offer to sell this domain name to the owner of the trademark at a greatly inflated price. Trademark owners are then forced to buy from the cybersquatter if they want to take advantage of the domain name. Cybersquatters sometimes place derogatory information on the website they host at the domain to pressure trademark owner to purchase the domain from them. And see, there are many features about cyber squatting like typo squatting, domainer, domain parking, and so on. Cyber squatter aims to profit from the confusion of consumers using Google and other search engines by registering or buying domain name with the same name as a registered trademark. They then offer to sell the domain name to the owner of the trademark at a generally inflated price. Pay-per-click site. Brand pay for click and engagement hosts on infringing site. Theft through phishing activity. Malware attack.
Identity theft.
Identity theft is the crime of obtaining the personal or financial information of another person to use their identity to commit fraud, such as making an unauthorized transaction or purchase. Identity theft is committed in many different ways and its victims are typically left with damage to their credit, finances, and reputations. Tech identity theft. This type of identity theft involves fraudsters getting access to your personal information. Medical identity theft. In medical identity theft, a fraudster will use your personal information to receive medical care in your name. Employment identity theft. Identity theft may use your information to get a job or mask a background check. Child identity theft. Most children under 16 do not have credit reports, so it's possible for a fraudster to open credit account in their name undetected. Damage credit. If an identity thief steals your social security number, open new account in your name and never pay, it could ruin your credit history. Not only can this impact your ability to get credit, but it can also hurt your job prospect in increase your auto and home insurance premium. Tax debit. If someone assumes your identity through your SSN on job application and does not pay their tax, you could end up with the hefty bills. It's also possible for a fraudster to file a return in your name.
Salami slicing.
It is a form of financial cyber attack where the criminal take an amount of money that is so insignificant that a single case is completely unnoticed. The amount of money taken in every case would be very little. However, the number of cases would be large. Therefore, each individual victim will incur a very small loss, but the criminal will make a sizable amount. For example, a bank employer insert a program into the bank server that take away a very small amount. A month from every account, none of the account holder would be noticed this unauthorized removal of money because it is too small to notice. Data gathered by one research project is separately reported in multiplied and published. A person named by analogy with the thin slice made from a larger salami sausage is generally considered questionable when not explicitly labeled, as it may lead to the same data being counted multiplied times as every independent result in aggregate studies.
The corporation will upgrade the device to the highest degree possible to prevent an insertion if they intend to take advantage of some loophole. Such banks should also tell consumers that they do not release their way a part of some kind of deductions of capital. Both small or large, bank could allow consumers to come forward and state freely that it may be scenario for an act of fraud. It is safe to ensure that the bank or website is really trustworthy and is not in the mindset of an unjust and dishonest history.
Career discussion. Real case.
Well, of real case that I found. Conclusion is cybercrime has high potential and does create high impact when it is done. It is easy to commit without any physical activity required as it is global in nature. Due to this, it has become a challenge and risk to the crime fighter and vice versa. The borderless nature of ICT may not allow for rigid regulations and instead challenges the principle of criminal law. As such, international law and regulations combined with reliance of technology are critical to counter the crime rates.
That's all from me. Thank you.